Ahoy, this is Zdenka. How do you actually vlog with a smartphone and DJI OM4? Well, if you are brand new to smartphone gimbal like DJI OM4, or if you are experienced, you had a gimbal for a while, you might actually find this video useful because today I'm gonna be sharing my setup, all the tips and tricks, everything I'm doing when it comes to vlogging, and many of those tips apply to other gimbals as well, so you don't necessarily only have to have DJI OM4. By the way, for the new faces, welcome. My name is Zdenka Darla. If you want to learn how to take better photos and videos with the latest gear and possibly participate in Creative Camera Challenge, like the one which was published last time, there is one, current one, The Happiness. I'll link it below. Then consider subscribing. Let's start with this setup. Everything I'm gonna be showing into this video is actually listed below the video in a video description. So here is my gimbal, and I have my smartphone right here. The one I'm using right now is iPhone 12 Pro. I'm gonna be also showing Android, Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus in today's video. On the phone, I have Moment case because I can attach to it variable ND filter with this adapter. To help to balance the setup, I am using these counterweights, and below I have attached ring adapter where I can attach the microphone. I used to use Rode microphone for a number of years, but I actually switched for good to lavalier microphone for a few reasons. First of all, it's much smaller. I can hide it easily under my t-shirt, it's not visible, and I have all the freedom in the world I want. I can move away from the camera and I can still be heard. I gotta say that I've been using this microphone for over a year. So far hasn't failed me, so I'm pretty happy with this one.
See, and right now I'm actually recording with the lavalier microphone, and I can walk away and I can do whatever I want to, and the camera is gonna follow me and I can still be heard and I can be pretty far. Obviously I'm wearing white right now, so you can see the microphone, but if I really wanted to, I can really hide it pretty good.
There are two things I do before I get into settings, and that would be calibrating the gimbal so the horizon stays leveled. Next thing is quite important, and that is turning off the selfie flip. Here's why. If I'm filming a whole bunch of B-roll with the rear cameras and I'm at the same location filming myself and I want to combine those shots taken with the rear cameras and the selfie camera, if the selfie flip is on, which is straight from the factory as it seems, you will be in trouble when you edit the footage. Very simply, everything in the video will be on the other side. I learned the hard way when I was filming the transitions. Two clips were actually filmed with the selfie flip on, and then I had to flip them horizontally in the post in Adobe Premiere Pro, which didn't like it too much. When I was rendering the video, I ended up with a black video, only sound was working. So I do highly recommend leaving the selfie flip unchecked. There is actually one more thing I'm going to do here, and that will be selecting the right white balance. I'm not going to leave it in auto because wherever I will move the camera, the colors will change. It would be a very colorful video.
One thing which I really need to mention, that if you are filming yourself with selfie camera, yes, you can change the white balance to a custom one, so you can select the correct one according to the situation. But if you are filming with the rear cameras and you are filming in auto mode, you cannot change your white balance. It has to stay in auto. So the only way to change it, you gotta film in manual mode to be able to change your white balance.
Let's set up frame rates. Because I have a newer phone which has a lot of storage, I'm going to go with 3840 by 2160, which will be the 4K. Even if my video will be finished in 1080p, it's good to film in 4K because you will have much more flexibility in post. You have the extra room to zoom in and zoom out for effects. If you have an Android, you're not going to get 24 frames per second. You will be filming in 30 frames per second. For those who really want to film in 24 frames per second, you can use Filmic Pro, which is compatible with the gimbal, or you can also use Pro Video mode in native camera, which has 24 frames per second available. You will still need to go back to DJI Mimo though to change gimbal modes there. Selfie camera. You want to set it up the same way like the rear camera because when you edit the footage, you want everything the same size and the same frame rate. So you can keep it in 4K again, 3840 by 2160, and the frame rate would be again 24 frames per second. Now, I'm a female, and I noticed there's this glamour effects feature. You don't have to use it, but by all means it's there, so why not? But I cannot film in 4K. I have to put it to 1920 by 1080p, and then I can actually have the glamour effect on. You can put it on auto, but I'm finding that it's a little bit too strong, it's a little bit too much, so I just customize it. I put it on the custom section the way I like it. One thing I need to mention, which is very important, is to keep checking your frame rates and resolution frequently. Quite often happens to me that if I turn off the gimbal for some time, go to different location, turn it back on, or if I switch to slow motion, for example, and film in slow motion for a while, go back to video, or the same thing with time-lapse or hyperlapse, sometimes it resets to 30 frames per second in 720p. That happened to me last time. I was filming everything in 4K, turn off the gimbal, went to different location, turn it back on, filmed some more. My mistake that I didn't check the settings. Got home, looked at the computer, and of course the last few clips were all in 720p in 30 frames per second. So keep checking settings and frame rates frequently to make sure everything is still the same. If you have an Android phone, you would film in auto, as unfortunately there is no manual option. Again, Filmic Pro would be the answer, or your native camera Pro, particularly the Pro mode. If you film on Apple and want to film in auto, you can start filming, or you can film in manual mode. I do prefer filming in manual mode because I want the natural motion blur. If you film in automatic mode, the shutter speed will be very high, so you're not going to get much of the motion blur. Let's start with the rear camera and set that up. I'm going to start with the shutter speed. Because I'm filming in 24 frames per second, I'm going to double that. So 1/50th of a second it is. If I would be filming in 60 frames per second, I would do 1/120th of a second, and next is ISO. If I'm filming outdoors, I will select the lowest one, which is 100, and I will add variable ND filter to darken it a bit. I'll just turn the filter. I'm quite happy with the result. If I'm filming indoors, then I don't need an ND filter. I will actually increase the ISO higher, 400 or so, until I see that it is lit up quite well. And that is all. Let's set up the selfie camera. When I'm filming outdoors, I cannot attach on this side the variable ND filter, so I'm just gonna leave it in auto. If I'm filming outdoors, I can film in manual mode because it is way darker there, and I don't need the variable ND filter. So I'm gonna switch to manual mode. Again, frame rate is 24 frames per second, so the shutter speed would be 1/50th. To find the right ISO, what you're gonna look at is the bottom line where it says EV. You want to get it on 0. So if I have it on 200, it is -1. If I put it on 800, it's +1. But if I put it on 400, it is perfectly exposed and it's on 0. The camera doesn't have to do further work. So I'm gonna keep it, in this instance, on 400. It's time to move on the actual filming. I'm gonna stay a little bit with the selfie camera first. So I have my gimbal just sitting on a table right now, and I'm just talking, it's recording myself, but when you look at the framing, it's kind of looking up. It's not exactly the best frame because there's a lot of chin hair and neck. Just that position when the camera is looking up is not the best. You can also select tracking feature. So I'm gonna just press the trigger one time, and now the camera is finding me and I can move around and it's tracking me as I'm moving. But the problem with this is that my face is now in a center of the frame. There's so much room above and the view is really much lower. It's even worse, I'd say. It's looking up, I'm seeing way too much neck. It's just not looking pretty. Solution to that would be placing the gimbal a bit higher, ideally in your eye level, or even tiny bit higher, so the camera is looking actually down on you a little bit. To do that, you can buy this very cheap selfie stick. I'm gonna link a few of those below, and all you have to do is just screw them between the tripod and the gimbal. Something like that. So now when I stand it on a table and hit the record button, then obviously the frame is much better. And then I can just lower tiny bit the framing, so I have only a little space above my head and it's just looking way nicer. Also for tracking, the picture seems way better. It's just better angle. Again, It will give you a little bit that space above the head, but you are getting definitely better view than when the camera is looking from down up. And the same thing goes for vlogging. When you're walking around holding the camera, what do you want to do? You want to hold the camera higher. So the camera is looking sort of down at you. You're getting more natural look. You don't want to hold the camera down because you are not getting the flattery look. So obviously get used to holding the gimbal much higher. And when you are talking to your audience, you don't want to look at their screen. You want to look at the actual camera so the audience feels like you're talking to them.
It got a little bit loud by the water, so I decided to change the position. I'm going to a different spot. I still want to see if it's muddy there, if it got better. Let's go take a look.
Filming with rear cameras is straightforward, so let's triple press the trigger to switch from selfie to rear cameras. With the zoom button, if you press shortly, you'll get to ultra wide angle lens, standard, or telephoto. Everything is already set up. All you have to do is film. When it comes to slow motion, we have option to film in 60 frames per second, which is a little bit slowed down video. To set that up, you can just select 60 frames per second and change shutter speed to 1/120th. We don't have an option to film in 120 frames per second, which is the most popular one. For that, you would use Filmic Pro. You can shoot 240 frames per second in slow motion, which is already set there. I generally just shoot this in automatic mode. For Android to shoot in slow motion, you would have to use Filmic Pro because unfortunately, slow motion is not available in DJI Mimo. Time lapses, motion lapses, and hyperlapses can enhance your videos as well. You can use it when you are moving from one location to the other one, or you can have it as a part of your cinematic sequence. What you need to remember is that time lapse is static. You'll just leave it on one spot. Motion lapses are when you select where the camera will start, then you select another position and another position if you like to. Hyperlapse is when you physically move from one place to another. Since this section is quite large, I'm going to commit into making another video in the future all about time lapses, motion lapses, and hyperlapses. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, so you don't miss this. Technical aspects of vlogging, like setting up frame rates and manual mode and all that is done, but some of you might still ask me, okay, but how do I actually vlog? What I like about a good vlog is a story. Story which is well paced, not boring, has surprising moments in them, or humor and can give me some value. When I'm planning a vlog, because I have an educational channel, my #1 thought is they need to learn something.
And it's looking much better. It's not so muddy anymore, but you know, it's still the change of seasons. It's still not so green as it should be.
Because it is about photography and the video, it has to look good. It cannot be boring, so I need to show lots of B-roll to keep them interested. If I can sometimes bring something funny, bonus. If I can entertain them, awesome. If I can bring something very unexpected, amazing. I certainly don't want to talk into camera for a long time about the one thing, because it's a guarantee that people will get bored and leave. Besides recording regular video, if you want your video edited quick, you can use a little help with this app. I'm not talking about stories. Story feature is great for fast stuff for social media. Many people miss the fact that when you go to homepage in DJI Mimo, yes, you can edit your videos in built-in app, but you can also use their other My Stories templates, which will allow you to select your clips you already filmed. What I would do, I would use this feature for a quick B-roll, perhaps quick something to spice up my videos. I would even just use the video. I would use the music I already use in the rest of the video, but this would save me some time editing, as I wouldn't have to do all the transitions and that manually. Even if you use the same template in few videos, when you use different clips, once make that shorter, other times longer, with different music, it is always going to look unique. This way you can really speed up the processing of creating vlog on the go. Hit the thumbs up if you found this video useful and subscribe for more. Questions, comments, leave them below. Happy vlogging and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ahoj.